Hello guys, it's such an exciting day for me to do this video and to share these tips with you guys. Welcome back to this channel. First, I hope you're doing so marvelous wherever you are. So on today's video, I'm going to share with you breastfeeding, especially for the mom who are struggling with breastfeeding. I'm going to share with you what happens so that the milk cannot come out. Also, I'm going to give you my pro tips on how I dealt with that, because I did suffer with that, and I hope it really does help you. Also, I'm expecting to hear from you so that you share your views with me so that we can learn from each other. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Well, breastfeeding is something that most women who give birth really suffer with, and I really did suffer. I am talking this from experience with my firstborn. Guys, I really did struggle because first I didn't have any clue on how to on anything about breastfeeding. See, when you're pregnant, you really Google or research on so many things, but also I was in medical school, so I had clue on so many things. But funny enough, on breastfeeding, I think I had it all under control until it reached that time. So yeah, I ended up like getting to know all these things while she was around 6 months, and by then we had already started her on purees. We had already started her on none. We actually started her like after a month, because she was not being fed enough. Okay, so yeah, let me share with you. First and foremost, you want to identify why you're not producing enough milk, and I'm talking to the mom who can breastfeed, right? The things that can tamper with your breast milk. first First thing first, your mental health. If you're a mom, I know it's a really hard task when you're handling that newborn. Even if you get help, it's a lot to deal with. So if you really don't watch on your mental health, chances are your milk is going to reduce. Mental health is everything. If your mental health is not stable, you're going to really have to struggle breastfeeding. The second thing, if you're taking alcohol, cigarettes, or something like that, you gotta stop immediately when you realize you're pregnant, because those are some of the things that are really going to have consequences through the pregnancy and after the baby is born. After the baby is born, one of them is hindering the milk. Another thing is feeding. What are you feeding on? Yeah, you gotta make sure you're feeding on something that's going to help you produce the milk for the baby. You just don't eat anything. Look for food that are rich in that are going to help you produce enough milk. Those are some of the things that hinders you from breast milk. Now, from producing enough breast milk for the baby. Now, when the breast milk has started coming out, now you gotta know if the baby is getting enough milk. How do you tell that? When you're breastfeeding the baby, you check the breast. If it's full after he or she has breastfed, has it reduced? That can show you if the baby has fed well. Also, you can check with the numbers of the diapers that the baby has used. For example, for me, I use up to 10 to 12 diapers. That is day and night. If that goes low, I know something is wrong. Either he has not fed well or something, because that's what I've been observing. You really have to observe that. And then another thing you've got to observe is how he or she is gulping the milk. If you hear that sound when they're gulping, then know the milk is coming out well and they're going to be fed. And then you've got to check if the baby has slept. If they sleep with their hands open, it means they are full. If their hands are locked, it means they are not full. Those are some of the things that are going to tell you or send a message. Immediately you've known this, so how do you increase your milk supply? First thing first, for me, I'm going to share my own way. But first, for me, porridge is not working. Me, tea is kinda not working. What is working for me is soup broth. Soup broth is really working for me. You just have to boil it so well to a point that it gives you that good soup, and that is working for me. I can drink it morning, lunch, night, and I'm okay. I know the baby will have enough milk and he will really not like disturb. He'll be full. That is what I'm so sure. So if you've not tried that, You can try. Also, you want to take food rich in calories. They are going to really help you a lot. If you can add on yogurts and all, but for me soup is really helping me. You can drink yogurt, milk and all that, but for me soup is number one, and this is something that anybody can tell you works. It works like magic. So do try. Another thing that you want to do, especially for mom who are working, you have to do the power pump. What do I mean by power pump? You don't have to pump every now and then. It's going to give you pressure that's going to inhibit the milk from producing. Cause let me tell you something. Did you know that even if you've not given birth, you can breastfeed the baby? How do you think that happens? It's because a message is sent to the brain, and the brain is being told produce milk for the baby. It produces the milk for the baby. Okay, you gotta do the power pump. What do I mean? You pump for 20 minutes, rest for 10 minutes, then pump again for 10 minutes, and then rest. Those are 40 minutes that are going to give you good milk, and you can do this every now and then. You can do a routine for it, and then you can as well store the milk for the baby, and the baby will have enough milk. Practice the power pump. It's really recommended for anybody to try that. It really does work magic. Do that. Don't pump anyhowly. It's not going to really help you. Then another thing, you've got to know how to breastfeed the baby correctly. Let the doctor teach you how to latch. Let the baby feed from that milk. I know after delivery the milk doesn't come out immediately. For me it took like 2 days, but when you put the baby there, they are learning. Okay, and also there's this watery stuff that comes out, not milk yet, but it is always enough for them at that particular moment. So learn how to breastfeed properly. These nipple creams don't help, by the way. If you really don't know how to breastfeed properly, you just got to learn it, and go learn it from your doctor. Now let's talk to these moms who cannot breastfeed, not because they don't want to, but they just can't. It's medicinal. This is sometimes caused by sometimes family plan. If you start it earlier, very early, or they are just mom who cannot, they are not able. But if you realize you've tried everything before you say you are not really able to produce milk, just go to your doctor, consult, go to your OB, consult, tell them your problem, let them help you find solutions. If the solution are not sufficient for you, then you can go maybe for none or something, and you can go for none or purees. However, there is also breast milk that is sold in the hospitals, if you really didn't know. Yeah, breast milk is sold out here. If you really, the baby has to really take that, but you can start them on none. But first, you really have to consult your OB and let them help you get a solution. Also, try and apply skin to skin so often. It really increases milk because you're bonding with the baby. It really does. That's why most of the time you're carrying your baby, if you're breastfeeding moms, that is, you start leaking with milk, right? Yeah, because that connection really increases milk supply. You gotta try that and see how that works like magic. Also, when you're breastfeeding, make sure it's water in, water out. The baby, immediately after breastfeeding, make sure you drink water so that you can remain hydrated. I know this even comes naturally. Immediately you breastfeed the baby, you always feel thirsty, right? Or is it just me? But I think it's everyone. You always feel thirsty. So make sure you drink lots of water. Immediately you breastfeed, make sure you walk with a water bottle with you so that you can um, remain hydrated. You can replenish? Yeah, you can, so that you can just make sure that as much as the baby has taken all of it from you, you still got yours somewhere. So yeah, I think those are my pro tips for breastfeeding, and I'm really eager to hear also your tips, but this is what is really working for me. So thank you for staying tuned, thank you for subscribing, sharing, commenting, and thank you for always watching out on my YouTube. Thank you so much. I really don't take it for granted. With that being said, I think I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.